Getting up to the batter's box now. Looked like had to get a new bat from the Red Sox dugout. One away here in the bottom of the fourth inning. Carlos Cortez leading off of first base. 3-1 the score. Whitecaps lead the Red Sox. Wind still blowing out to left field here in Yarmouth. Still a gloomy day as the raindrops continue to fall on our heads. And the first pitch from Paulie Milto. Fastball in the upper part of the zone for strike one. Rivas today 0 for 1, struck out swinging for the first out of the bottom of the second. Left-handed hitting first baseman out of the University of Arizona. As Milto comes set, and the 0-1 pitch, breaking ball lined over the head of Graffinino into left field. That'll get down for a base hit. Rounding second is Cortez. The throw from Costas is not in time, and so now runners on the corners for the Red Sox after back-to-back singles by Cortez and Rivas.
Tell you what, that was a terrific heads-up Carlos Cortez, knowing that it was going to take a little bit longer for Costas to field it out there in left center field, and just hustled from the get-go to third base. If he isn't committed from the get-go to get to that third base, he doesn't get there. He's tagged out, and a terrific job. And now we've seen a couple of pieces of hard contact off of Paulie Milto here.
As now Carter Ferris digs in from the right side, the Yarmouth Dennis designated hitter. And you are right about that, Carter. Back-to-back singles for the Red Sox. After going 3 innings for some relative success, minus the home run allowed to Miller. Milto allowing some singles, some hits here. So the count, or no count to Carter Ferris, but the hit column is even, 3 apiece for Brewster and Yarmouth Dennis. As the first pitch now to Ferris, chopped towards second, fielded by Dunn, flips to Graffinino at second, back on to first, in time, 4-6-3 goes the double play, so the back-to-back singles don't result in anything, and Paulie Milto gets out of the jam. We are through 4 here at Red Wilson Field in Yarmouth, and the Whitecaps still lead 3-1. You're listening to playoff Brewster Whitecaps baseball here on the Whitecaps Radio Network.
Do you know what that sound is? That's your new digital marketing department. And that'll be your new web designer. And that's Haibu, where these experts are joined by many more, from web designers to search marketing specialists, who work hard to get your business noticed online and on mobile. Best of all, Haibu can do it all for you, or give you the tools to do it yourself. To find out more, go to haibu.com. That's HIBU.com, or call 855-464-HIBU. Oh, that'll be your next new customer. Haibu, made for business.
It's the heart of the Whitecaps order due up in the top of the 5th inning. 3, 4, and 5. Mickey Gasper, Marty Costas, and Darius Hill due up against Brendan Nail here at Red Wilson Field in Yarmouth. Whitecaps lead the Red Sox 3-1. Aiden Doyle alongside Carter Woodeel here on the Whitecaps Radio Network. As the first pitch to Gasper, a fastball on the outside corner for strike one. Gasper, a switch hitter, now flipping around to the right side against the left-handed throwing Nail. His first 2 plate appearances batting from the left side against Carl Kaufman. Another 0-1 fastball from Nail, in at the knees for strike 2. Gasper today 0 for 1, grounded out to short in his first at-bat. Did reach on a walk in the 3rd inning and would come around to score on a Kyle Datros 2-run double. As the 0-2 pitch from Nail misses down and away. 1-2 now the count on the Bryant University first baseman. It was that 2-run double from Datros that gave the Whitecaps this 3-1 lead. They tied it on a Marty Costas single to right, then Datros roped one into the left center field gap that scored Gasper and Costas. As the 1-2 pitch from Nail just misses down and away, and the count levels at 2-2. Left-hander Nail comes set, and the 2-2 pitch. Fastball misses in the dirt, and the count runs full on Gasper. Gasper, known for his plate discipline and ability to understand the strike zone, recognize pitches, battling to a full count here with nobody out in the top of the 5th. And the payoff pitch from Nail. This one fouled back and out of play towards the parking lot. Just misses a car as some oohs and ahs from the fans here at Red Wilson Field, hoping, or some hoping, some really not hoping if it's their own car, for another shattered windshield. We've already seen one today in Yarmouth. As Nail comes set, he's ready, and the payoff pitch. We'll do it again. This one lifted back. It looks like it'll stay in play. Giving chase is Trainer. He's back to the left of home plate, and he's unable to make the play. It drops in foul territory as Darren Trainer looked up into the gray skies here at Red Wilson Field. Can always be difficult trying to track a white baseball in these cloudy skies.
Yeah, this is probably as tough as you'll find in terms of conditions for catching a tricky pop fly like that, especially with the wind still swirling. Looked like the wind kind of took that baseball the last second.
3-2 still the count, and the pitch to Gasper. This one lifted in the air down the right field line. Backing up as Rivas, he's called off by Nico Horner, who makes the play just in fair territory in shallow right field for out number 1.
That's tough for Mickey Gasper, just getting underneath both of those pitches, not able to square around on him like he so often does. But still battling late into the at-bat.
Marty Costas digging in from the right side now for the Whitecaps. Left fielder out of the University of Maryland. He's 1 for 1 on the day with an RBI single. Looks at a first pitch fastball from the Nail, right on the lower part of the zone for strike 1. Costas has reached base in both of his plate appearances. Walked in the first inning before that game-tying single in the third. Behind in the count 0-1, and the pitch caught on and missed. Swung right through that fastball from the left-hander, and the count now 0-2. Costas, going into his junior year at the University of Maryland, was first team all Big Ten this year for the Terrapins. Behind in the count, though, 0-2 here, as Nail misses downstairs with a fastball, and the count moves to 1 ball, strikes. Costas, originally from Baltimore, Maryland, was a 3-sport standout at Archbishop Curley High School, where he played football, basketball, and baseball. 1-2 pitch on its way. Fastball on the outside corner. Marty Costas did not like the call. He thought that one was outside, but Mark Chamberlain rings him up, and there's 2 down here in the top of the 5th.
That's tough for Marty because that usually Chamberlain has kind of erred on the side of the hitter so far in this ball game, at least from what I can see. But the first word that came out of his mouth when that strike call was made was no.
Now it's Darius Hill, designated hitter out of West Virginia, digging in from the left side. And the first pitch from Nail on the lower inside corner for strike 1. Hill today 0 for 2 with a pair of groundouts, 1 to second and 1 to first. There's 2 away here in the top of the 5th inning. As the pitch from Nail, fastball lifted in the air down the third base side, but that one will drop out of play, and the count now 0-2. 3-1 the score. Brewster on top of Yarmouth Dennis in this do-or-die Game 3. Each team with 3 hits. The Whitecaps taking that 3-1 lead in that 3-run third, as Hill fouls off another one out of play down the left field line, and the count stays 0-2. Hill this year batted .307 for West Virginia, but was used primarily in more of a reserve role for the Whitecaps, coming off the bench, maybe a spot start here and there in one of the corner outfield spots. As the 0-2 pitch waved at and missed, Hill down swinging for out number 3. So Brendan Nail has come in and retired all 6 batters he's faced with 4 strikeouts, no runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base for the Whitecaps in the top of the 5th. We're through 4.5 in Yarmouth. Whitecaps still lead the Red Sox 3-1 here on the Whitecaps Radio Network.
Now, back to Brewster Whitecaps baseball. Here are Carter Wedeel and Aiden Doyle.
We welcome you back to Red Wilson Field in Yarmouth for the bottom of the 5th inning. Whitecaps lead the Red Sox 3-1, and digging in for YD, the man responsible for YD's only run, and he's first pitch swinging as he ropes this one to the left field. That'll get down for a base hit. Luke Miller, 2 for 2 on the day. His first at-bat saw a first pitch fastball from Miller that he crushed into the left center field trees over the fence for a solo home run, and jumps on a first pitch fastball from Milto there for a base hit to left field.
Yeah, I'm thinking Luke Miller's game plan was to attack early so far today. I mean, 2 hard hits on the first pitch, both of them looking very confident at the plate. Been a great day for him because remember, he was hitless in the series coming into this ball game.
That'll bring up now this number 7 hitter in this YD order, Connor Kaiser, the shortstop out of Vanderbilt. Looks at a first pitch breaking ball from Milto that misses downstairs for ball 1. Paulie Milto into his 5th inning of work here at Red Wilson Field as Brewster leads 3-1. He's held YD to 4 hits and not walked a single batter. As the 1-0 pitch on its way, fastball that misses high, count now 2-0 to Kaiser. Kaiser today 0 for 1, struck out swinging to end the bottom of the 2nd inning. Part of 3 strikeouts in the inning for Milto. As the 2-0 pitch on its way, that fastball misses upstairs just above the letters, and now it's 3-0 to Kaiser. Paulie Milto behind in the count, 3 balls, no strikes. And the pitch on its way to Kaiser misses upstairs. That's ball 4. The first walk allowed by Paulie Milto in this ball game. And there's runners on first and second with nobody out for the Red Sox here in the bottom of the 5th.
And the other thing that might be a little worrisome is that was a fastball left up there from Paulie Milto as well. So maybe perhaps a little bit lucky it was up above the zone and not where Connor Kaiser could have driven it. In any case, Milto kind of needs to get back into a groove. Remember, had that double play to help him get out of the jam in the last inning.
That he did, forcing Carter Ferris to ground into the 4-6-3 ground out, or double play to end the bottom of the 4th. Now Drew Mendoza, the third baseman out of Florida State, digs in from the left side, and the first pitch, a fastball from Milto that misses upstairs and outside for ball 1. So like you talked about, Carter, Milto leaving that fastball upstairs, having trouble finding the zone here in the bottom of the 5th. Behind in the count, 1 ball and no strikes. Comes set and the pitch. There's a fastball downstairs that Mendoza fouls off over the Red Sox dugout and out of play. The count evens at 1-1. Runners at first and second for YD. Luke Miller, right fielder, leading off of second. Connor Kaiser, the shortstop, off of first. 1-1 the count to Drew Mendoza as Paulie Milto comes set and the pitch. Fastball on the outside corner and Milto's ahead. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Mendoza 0 for 1 today, struck out looking in his first at-bat. Milto ready, and the 1-2 pitch. Fastball fouled back into the backstop, and Mendoza stays alive. There is some action in the Whitecaps bullpen. Looks like it's Zach Schneider, right-hander going to Florida Atlantic next year. Warming up for Brewster. Nobody out here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Runners at first and second for YD as Drew Mendoza calls time. Mark Chamberlain, the home plate umpire, grants it to him.
I tell you what, that's a lot of trust. I know Zach Schneider hasn't left the pen yet, but the fact that he's up as possibly the first guy after the starter shows he's really made a good impression with this Whitecaps team.
1-2 pitch misses in the dirt, but a nice block from Justin Coons. That one skipped home, and Coons took it right off of the chest to hold Miller at second. Miller thought about going, but great block from the Brewster catcher, just knocked it to his left. And Miller thought otherwise. So the count now 2-2 on Drew Mendoza. Milto looking into Justin Coons. Gets the sign he wants, comes set, and the pitch. Another one fouled off behind home plate. And Mendoza keeps battling. The count remains 2-2. Paulie Milto holding the set. Miller leading off of second, and the 2-2 pitch. Fastball misses off the plate, and the count runs full. Big pitch here for Paulie Milto as the count full on Drew Mendoza. Runners at first and second, nobody out in a 2-run game. Brewster leads YD 3-1 here in the do-or-die game 3. And the payoff pitch. This one roped back up the middle and under the glove of A.J. Graffinino into center field. They're going to hold Miller at third as a throw from Bishop comes home. And now the bases are loaded for the number 9 hitter, Darren Trainer.
Respecting the arm there of Hunter Bishop. That ball, as I like to say, hit a little bit too hard. Good job by Graffinino to try and get the glove on it there, but it's bases loaded, nobody out.
They had the infield shifted a bit towards right field. Graffinino, who was playing out of where the shortstop normally plays, positioned a little bit closer to second base, had a play on it going to his left, but it was just out of his reach. And it looks like there will be a pinch hitter here for the YD Red Sox, Nick Quintana, another Arizona Wildcat, right-handed hitter for YD.
And this is what Scott Pickler's done the first 2 games as well. Once the crunch time approaches, he pulls the 9-hitter Darren Trainer, and all 3 times it's been Quintana he's been pinch hit for somebody, and Quintana has been one of those guys.
Well, he's in a big spot here. Bases loaded, nobody out, 2-run game, and the first pitch from Milto. Fastball in at the knees for strike 1. Whitecaps at double play depth. They have the corners in. Middle infielders back, so they'll trade 1 run for at least 1 out. Hopefully trying to turn the double play. It's a breaking ball fouled off by Quintana. Way out in front of him, just got a piece of it though, and fouls it back to the backstop. 0-2 now the count. Quintana in 34 games this year for the Red Sox, batted just 200. As the 0-2 pitch on its way, another one fouled back to the backstop by Quintana, doing a good job staying alive. And the count stays 0-2. Bases loaded for the Red Sox, 3-1 the score. Brewster on top of YD, nobody out here in the bottom of the 5th inning. As Paulie Milto comes set, and the 0-2 pitch. Breaking ball hit on the ground, past Graffinino and into left field. Scoring is Luke Miller. They're waving home Connor Kaiser. He will score without a throw. The throw comes into second, and this game is tied on a pinch hit 2-run single from Nick Quintana.
Well, that is so difficult to come in, grab a bat as a pinch hitter, and then drive in the 2 most important runs of the game for your team. Nick Quintana with a terrific piece of hitting there, and we're all even. Got a brand new ball game here in the must-win game.
A brand new ball game indeed as we move back to the top of this Red Sox order is Nico Horner, second baseman out of Stanford, digging in from the right side. Runners at first and second for the Red Sox, and now time is called as Mickey Gasper, typically a catcher, but at first base today for Brewster, jogs out to the mound, and it looks like now Jamie Shevchik will take a slow walk out to the mound. Have a chat with his right-handed pitcher. We haven't quite seen a signal yet from Shevchik.
We've seen before, not saying this is what's happening now, but we've seen before where Mickey Gasper has been the first guy to go to the mound, and then Jamie Shevchik comes out and then he takes the ball. But so far hasn't taken it from Milto. Of course, we saw earlier in this ball game, Scott Pickler, when he made his first pitching change, he waited until Mark Chamberlain, the home plate ump, came out and made him do it. But we also have seen Jamie Shevchik come in and have words not just for the pitcher, but for his infield, although now he is going to signal for the new arm.
He does signal for the new arm. We assume it's Zach Schneider, although our viewpoint at this point is blocked a little bit, and it is. We can tell by the bouncing flow of hair as he jogs in from the right field pen. So that'll be it for Paulie Milto. Zach Schneider, the new arm for the Brewster Whitecaps here with nobody out in the bottom of the 5th inning. It's a whole new ball game, like you said, Carter. Schneider will inherit runners at first and second, and we'll take a break as Schneider comes in and throws his warm-up pitches. 3-3 the score here in a do-or-die game number 3. What more could you ask for if you're a baseball fan? You're watching or listening to Brewster Whitecaps baseball here on the Whitecaps Radio Network. Back in Yarmouth, where a new Whitecaps arm has taken over for Pauly Milto, it's Zach Schneider, the right-hander out of Florida Atlantic. And when I say right-hander, it should be more right-handed submarine pitcher, as he comes with that below-the-waist delivery. And there's a new runner for the Red Sox. It's Cody Martin, pinch running for Nick Quintana at first base, whose two-run single tied this game at 3. And the first pitch from Zach Schneider to the leadoff man, Nico Horner, in the dirt, blocked by Coons, but it'll move the runners over. Drew Mendoza moves to third, and Cody Martin moves to second on the wild pitch from Zach Schneider, and the count now 1-0 to Nico Horner.
That's tough for Schneider to come in and throw a wild pitch on the first pitch you deliver. And now for Nico Horner, this is a guy who's so good at getting on base. Now all he's got to do is try and get this into this outfield to drive in the go-ahead run.
Whitecaps will bring the infield in here with nobody out. Runners on second and third in this tie game. 3-3 the score between the Whitecaps and Red Sox, as Schneider comes set. And the 1-0 pitch. Another one into the dirt, and it gets past Scoons. Scoring from third is Drew Mendoza. Moving to third is Cody Martin. And the the Red Sox take a 4-3 lead here in the bottom of the 5th.
Well, that is a tough way to come out for Zach Schneider and Brewster, and now the key for him is, I know that Brewster has a lot of arms available, but there's still a kind of a short list of guys that Jamie Shevchik trusts in a situation like this, and so for him, he's got to regroup, get through this inning, and try and get some outs on the board for Brewster, because the Whitecaps have the offense to get back into this game.
Infield still in for Brewster. 2-0 the count to Horner. Nobody out in the bottom of the 5th inning, runner at third. And the 2-0 pitch. This one misses inside. It's now 3-0 on Horner. Schneider went to an off-speed pitch there, just missed in off the plate, said Mark Chamberlain. Schneider, a late addition to this Whitecaps team, only appeared in 2 games in the regular season for Brewster as Nico Horner calls time. Through 4 innings in those 2 appearances, allowed 2 earned runs, so a 4.5 ERA. Gave up just 2 hits, walked 2, and struck out 3. Schneider comes set, and the 3-0 pitch. Fastball right down the middle for strike 1. 4-3 the score. Red Sox lead the Whitecaps here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Still nobody out as Cody Martin leads off of third. Nico Horner at the plate, batting from the right side. And the pitch. Caught on and missed. He swung at ball 4 there as he chased an off-speed pitch downstairs, and the count now full on the YD leadoff hitter. Horner today 0 for 2 with a couple of ground outs, 1 to third, 1 to short. Has a chance to tack on another run here for YD. And the payoff pitch from Schneider. Just foul tipped by Horner. Coons unable to hang on. And so the count stays full. Schneider now toes the rubber, looking into Justin Coons behind the plate. Comes set. And the payoff pitch. This one lined over the head of Datris and into left field. That'll get down for a base hit. Scoring easily is Cody Martin, and a big turnaround first from Nico Horner. He stumbles a bit to throw into second. Nick Dunn thought about throwing over to first, but chooses not to, and it's now 5-3 Red Sox in the bottom of the 5th.
Wasn't that bad from Nico Horner. I mean, a terrific job for him to work through that. Just like he did in his previous at-bat, he's done a terrific job just barely fouling pitches off throughout this ball game. And it's a heartbreaker for Schneider to lose it. But, again, he's got to regroup, and a big hitter coming up in his bill. This YD lineup, one of the reasons why they are so good, especially in big games like this, is you never really get a break.
An incredibly deep and thorough lineup from Scott Pickler in this YD Red Sox team. As now Zach Schneider steps off the mound. Time is called from somewhere. Not exactly sure where. As Kyle Isbell, the left-handed hitting center fielder, digs in here for Yarmouth Dennis. And the first pitch from Schneider. Off speed on the inside part of the plate for strike 1. It's a 5-3 game here in Yarmouth. Red Sox lead the Whitecaps in this winner-take-all Game 3. Whitecaps led 3-1 coming into this bottom of the 5th inning, but Whitey has put up a 4 spot and there's still nobody out. There's a pitch from Schneider, misses off the plate, and the count evens at 1-1. Isbell today 0 for 2, flew out to center in his first at-bat and grounded out to third for the first out of the 4th. That one on an attempted bunt down the third base line, but was fielded by Datris. And the 1-1 pitch, runner goes, cut on and missed by Isbell. The throw down to second is not in time. And Justin Coons will talk to Mark Chamberlain, saying that the bat of Isbell came through, followed through, and hit him, but does so to no avail. So a stolen base for Nico Horner, and there's another runner in scoring position for the Red Sox.
That's the first stolen base for YD in this series. They led the league in stolen bases in the regular season, so Brewster so far has done a great job of silencing them. That's an important one there to bring the runner in scoring position.
1-2 count on Isbell. Horner leading off of second as Schneider shakes off Coons, now gets what he wants and comes set. 1-2 pitch on its way. Breaking ball cut on and missed. Isbell way out in front of that one, and he goes down swinging for out number 1.
That's big for Zach Schneider. I mean, at this point, when you're in a game like this, it starts to get difficult mentally, and that was a terrific job for him to get the swing and miss and one of the better hitters in the lineup, and now maybe a little bit more confidence flowing through his veins as he faces Cortez.
You mentioned it, Carter. Carlos Cortez digging in now from the left side. 1 for 2 on his day, grounded out to short to end the bottom of the first, but singled right back up the middle in his last at-bat. And the first pitch from Schneider. This is down and in. Good grab there by Justin Coons, going to his right to hold Nico Horner at second. 1-0 the count on the YD left fielder. Schneider looking into Coons. Comes set. And deals the 1-0 pitch. Breaking ball lifted up in the air on the right side of the infield. Calling for it is Mickey Gasper. Backing up now, and he makes the play for out number 2.
Been a pretty good day for Mickey Gasper at first base so far today. We've talked a couple of times about how tricky it is to grab pop flies. He's brought down a couple of them in this game. Made a couple nice stretches, so good for him. I mean, it's been the first time in a long time since he's grabbed his first baseman's mitt, and he's making Jamie Shevchik look smart out there.
Now it'll be Alfonso Rivas digging in from the left side for the Red Sox. 1 for 2 on his day, singled in his last at-bat. 2 outs, runner on second for YD, and the pitch from Schneider. Off speed, misses down and in for a ball 1. Rivas, the first baseman out of the University of Arizona. Plays his college ball under Coach Jay Johnson in Tucson for the Wildcats. Schneider ready, and the 1-0 pitch. This one hit on the ground hard, found to the first base line, gloved by Mickey Gasper, and he flips to a covering Zach Schneider. You talked about the defense for Mickey Gasper, did a great job there going to his left, fielding that one right down the first base line. But the Red Sox score 4 in the bottom of the 5th. They take a 5-3 lead over the Whitecaps in this winner-take-all game number 3 of this first-round playoff series. And Brendan Nail back out on the mound for the Red Sox, running to the mound pretty emphatically. We're through 5 here at Red Wilson Field. It's Red Sox 5, Whitecaps 3 on the Whitecaps Radio Network.
Now, back to Brewster Whitecaps baseball. Here are Carter Wedeel and Aiden Doyle.
Well, we are halfway through this Game 3 in Yarmouth, a little bit over halfway actually, with 5 innings in the books. Red Sox lead the Whitecaps 5-3 after a 4-run bottom of the 5th inning. Aiden Doyle alongside Carter Wedeel here on the Whitecaps Radio Network. And the first pitch to Kyle Datris from Brendan Nail, a breaking ball that finds the zone for a strike one. Datris leading things off here in the top of the 6th, the number 6 hitter in this Whitecaps order. And the 0-1 pitch. Another breaking ball hit on the ground between short and third, fielded over there by Connor Kaiser. Throw on to first in time for out number 1.
I'm sure Brendan Nail, we saw him hustling out of the dugout at the beginning of this game. He's really excited to be playing with the lead. I mean, I don't know how much of it was just because he was in the dugout for a really long time during a long inning, but this is where he has been for the predominant amount of his relief appearances, a guy that bridges the gap between the starter and the real guys at the back end of the bullpen who are real flamethrowers like Riley McCauley.
Now it's a lefty-lefty matchup as Hunter Bishop digs in. First pitch breaking ball that misses down and away for ball 1. Bishop today 0 for 2, flew out to left field and grounded out to short in his couple of at-bats. Center fielder out of Arizona State University waits the 1-0 pitch. Here it comes. Fastball right off the knee, and Hunter Bishop will head on down to first base with a hit by pitch. It's the first base runner allowed by Brendan Nail in his outing. Retired the first 7 batters he faced before hitting Bishop there.
And you'll take that if you're Brewster. I mean, no matter how you're able to get the runner on, that's the second Whitecaps hitter that's been plunked in this game.
Datris was plunked to lead things off in the top of the 2nd. Then Bishop there on the fastball inside. And now Justin Coons, the Brewster catcher, digging in from the right side. One down here in the top of the 6th inning, and the first pitch from Nail. Fastball in for a strike on the inner half of the plate. Today 0 for 2 with a pair of strikeouts, 1 swinging, 1 looking. Strikeout looking to end the top of the 3rd inning. As Nail comes set. And the 0-1 pitch. Fastball fouled off behind home plate into the parking lot. Does not hit a windshield though, and the count now 0-2. Coons, the Brewster catcher out of Gardner-Webb University. Batted .237 in 24 regular season games. As he looks at a fastball on the outside corner, down looking is Justin Coons. He's 0 for 3 today with 3 strikeouts, and there's 2 away here in the top of the 6th.
When Brendan Nail is at his best, that's the way he'll look. He'll just attack you with those fastballs, and it'll be a real quick at-bat for you. Brendan Nail doing a good job locating, getting ahead in the count, and being aggressive. That's his style. Very well suited to the role that he has on this Whitey team.
He's been absolutely fantastic in his outing thus far, as he now faces A.J. Graffinino, who looks at a first pitch fastball in the outside corner for strike 1. Graffinino, not a huge fan of that call from Mark Chamberlain, but regardless, behind in the count now, no balls, 1 strike. Graffinino 0 for 1, struck out swinging in the 4th inning, did reach on a walk in the 2nd. As he rips this one over, oh no, grabbed by a leaping Nico Horner off the bat. I thought that was well over his head and into right field. But Nico Horner can really do it all, and he robs A.J. Graffinino of a base hit there to end the top of the 6th inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, 1 left on for Brewster. We're through 5.5 at Red Wilson Field in Yarmouth. It's Red Sox 5, Whitecaps 3 on the Whitecaps Radio Network.
Now, back to Brewster Whitecaps baseball. Here are Carter Wedeel and Aiden Doyle.
We are through 5.5 at Red Wilson Field here in Game 3 of this first-round playoff series between the Whitecaps and the Red Sox. 5-3, YD on top of Brewster, and it will be 5, 6, and 7 due up for Yarmouth Dennis here in the bottom of the 6th inning against Zach Schneider, whose first pitch to Carter Ferris misses downstairs in the dirt for ball 1. Ferris, the designated hitter out of the University of Alabama, Birmingham, 0 for 2 on the day, struck out swinging in his first at-bat and then grounded into an inning-ending 4-6-3 double play as he swings through an off-speed pitch there from Schneider, and the count levels at 1-1. Righty-righty matchup here between Schneider and Ferris. As Schneider comes set, and another breaking ball cut on and missed there. Got Ferris to chase that one downstairs, and the count moves to 1-2. Wind not quite as strong as it was earlier in the ball game. The rain has subsided for now, as a very, very slow breaking ball from Zach Schneider had Carter Ferris way out in front there. He goes down swinging for out number 1 here in the 6th. That's the second time he's struck out and the second strikeout of the game for Zach Schneider.
And both of them have come on that same pitch, that curveball. That's clearly the best one in his arsenal. Dare I say, it reminds me a little bit of Robert Broom, the way that it kind of has that parabolic structure from the side armor, and it's very difficult to track, especially if, like Carter Ferris, you're a right-handed hitter.
It'll be another right-handed hitter, and Luke Miller, who looks at a first pitch fastball in the outside corner for strike 1. Miller today 2 for 2. That's the first time he's seen more than one pitch in one of his at-bats. Jumped on a first pitch fastball from Paulie Milto in the 2nd and 5th innings. Hit the first one out for a home run, and then in the 5th, lined a single to left. As he's way out in front of that curveball there from Schneider, and the count now 0-2. No balls and 2 strikes on the Yarmouth Dennis right fielder. 1 out here in the bottom of the 6th inning. 5-3, YD leads Brewster. As Zach Schneider comes set, and the 0-2 pitch. Breaking ball lifted in the air in the infield, moving back into the outfield grass is A.J. Graffinino, and he puts it away for out number 2.
Well, he's not going to get a strikeout on that play to Zach Schneider, but he almost deserves one because that was that breaking ball again, and all Luke Miller could do was kind of just stick the bat out, hit the thin part of the baseball bat, an easy play for the shortstop Graffinino. Looks like that curveball is getting a lot better in terms of command for Zach Schneider. The wild pitches that he started off this ball game with have seemed to subside.
Even though he put it in play, Miller was still way out in front of that one. Just got it off the end of the bat. Just a weak little pop-up to A.J. Graffinino as Connor Kaiser digs in now. Looks at a first pitch fastball in the dirt for ball 1. Kaiser walked in his last plate appearance and would come around to score on Nick Quintana's 2-run single. As 1-0 pitch, caught on and missed. That fastball in at the knees, and Kaiser just swung right over it. One and one the count on Connor Kaiser. And the pitch. Breaking ball in for a strike. That one in the lower part of the zone, and Zach Schneider ahead in the count, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Schneider looking at the Coons, now comes set. And the 1-2 pitch. Breaking ball looped into shallow left field. Going back is A.J. Graffinino, and he makes the over-the-shoulder grab for out number 3. So a 1-2-3 inning for Zach Schneider in the 6th. No runs, no hits, no errors, no one left on base. 6 innings in the books here in Game 3 at Red Wilson Field. YD on top of Brewster, 5-3.
What's donated here stays here. All blood that is donated to Cape Cod Healthcare stays on Cape Cod to help the lives of your friends, family, and neighbors. To learn more about donating blood, platelets, or hosting a blood drive, log on to capecodhealth.org/blood center. We welcome you back. Carter Waddiel and Aiden Doyle here with you in this deciding Game 3 in the first round of the Cape League playoffs. Brewster trailing by a score of 5-3 to the Yarmouth Dennis Red Sox as we begin play in the top of the 7th. It's the top of the Whitecaps order due up against Brendan Nail, who is still out there for the Whitey Red Sox. He has been terrific since he entered the ball game. 3 innings, just 1 base runner allowed. And Nick Dunn, first pitch swinging, gets a hard foul ball left side over everything and over toward the football field or the tennis courts or whatever it is over there here in South Yarmouth High School, or Dennis Yarmouth Regional. That's what it's called here, right? 0-1 is the count on Nick Dunn. Dunn so far today hit a double his first time up, is 1 for 3. 0-1 pitch, cut on and missed on a pitch that was low. Brendan Nail changing eye levels there, and the count is 0-2 on Nick Dunn. Some stirring in the Whitey pen. There have been some guys that have gotten up, sat down, but for the most part, it looks pretty quiet out there. Brendan Nail being trusted to carry the load here in this important ball game. 0-2 pitch, misses low to make the count 1-2. I guess important is kind of the understatement of the year. This is the must-win game for both of these teams. Brewster won last night's game at Stony Brook Field 6-1. YD got game 1 on a walk-off homer from Carlos Cortez. It's winner-take-all here tonight. 1-2 pitch is swung and looped down the left field line. That one is going to get down fair territory for a base hit. Carlos Cortez hustles over to field in the left field corner, but Nick Dunn is going to end the second with a double. He takes a wide turn there, but stops. It's the second double of the game for Nick Dunn. Both of them led off the inning as well, and the Whitecaps have the tying run to the plate.
Tommy Weber, the assistant coach for the Brewster Whitecaps, says he's one of the few guys he's ever seen be able to do what Nick Dunn does, is that it always seems like he's late on these pitches. He stays back, and just waits for them to come to him and still manages to barrel them up and shoot them to left field. Nick Dunn has a great ability to go the opposite way, and there you saw it. Nail's been fooling these Whitecaps hitters over the first few innings that he's pitched. There, Dunn anticipating the breaking ball, shoots at the left field and has himself his second double of the game.
So here is the lefty swinging Chandler Taylor. Runner on second base, nobody out. 5-3 Red Sox here in the top of the 7th inning of Game 3. And Brendan Nail will step off and check on Nick Dunn. It's very clear that both managers have made a point of stopping the running game. And part of that has been disrupting the rhythm of the ball game when the pitchers are on the mound. Waiting on a first pitch here to Chandler Taylor. Here it comes. It's in there for a called strike on a fastball. Just grooved that one right down Broadway, did Brendan Nail. And he's ahead in the count, no balls and 1 strike. Chandler Taylor today has gotten on once. It was a walk in the 3rd inning, later scored a run. That walk is bookended by a couple of strikeouts. Now has 6 strikeouts in this 3-game series, does Chandler Taylor. Waiting on an 0-1 pitch. Lefty to lefty, here it comes. It's hit high in the air, a pop fly toward the right side of the infield, now tailing toward foul ground. The first baseman, Rivas, moves back into fair territory and makes the catch for out number 1. A tough pop fly to judge, but Rivas does get it into his glove for out number 1. And there is action in the Whitey pen. As I was saying that, it looks like Riley McCauley has gotten up for the Whitey Red Sox. The all-star closer, slammed the door for the East Division in the All-Star game and is hoping to slam the door for the Whitey Red Sox in this deciding Game 3. He is warming up. And you think, just guessing here, you'd think maybe Pickler would have Nail go the remainder of this frame and then have McCauley come in for a 6-out save. Here's Mickey Gasper. He's turning around to the right side against Nail. And time is called, as Gasper was thinking that Nail was taking a little bit too long to deliver that first pitch. Nick Dunn aboard second base. Marty Costas is on deck for the Whitecaps. Gasper is the tying run on a day that's becoming darker and darker with these menacing clouds overhead. Here comes the pitch to Gasper. Swing and a foul tip into the glove of the catcher, Martin. Martin is back out there for YD catching. He originally came into the game as a pinch runner for Quintana. He himself, Quintana, came in as a pinch hitter for Darren Trainer. So the third player to occupy that 9 spot in the order is Martin. Switch hitting catcher, just like Mickey Gasper. Though Gasper's at first today. 0-1 pitch, misses down and in. Gasper held up his swing. They're going to appeal, but he did not go. Jeff Kinney agrees, the first base umpire. So the count 1 ball and 1 strike on Mickey Gasper. The clouds are as gray and as dark as they've gotten all day. We've had a very light drizzle this entire ball game, but there's been a threat of some real bad weather all night. Here is the 1-1 pitch. It's hit high in the air, out towards center field. Moving back is Isbell. He's still heading back toward the wall, and he makes the catch a couple of steps from the center field wall. Nick Dunn tags and heads to third. That was a high fastball that Mickey Gasper just got underneath. And the Whitecaps now have 2 away.
Mickey Gasper just came about 6 feet from tying this game at 5 with that fly ball to center field. Granted, in most ballparks, that is just a routine fly ball, but here in Yarmouth, every fly ball to center field seems like it has a chance to get out. Gasper just underneath that one out to center field.
So now it's Marty Costas' turn with Nick Dunn on third base. Whitecaps are trailing in this ball game 5-3. We're in the top of the 7th in game 3. Costas fouls the first pitch off toward the left side, and the count is 0-1. Does appear the drizzle may be picking up slightly. Still nothing in terms of playing the ball game on the field. This is something they can play through at the moment. But in terms of a harbinger for weather to come, there is a bit more of it. 2 out, runner on third. Here's the pitch to Costas. It skips in front of the catcher and gets behind the plate into the backstop. It's a wild pitch. Dunn comes in to score. And the Whitecaps have cut the lead in half on a wild pitch from Brendan Nail that Martin couldn't corral. That one went, maybe, I don't even know if that made it to the circle that surrounds home plate, but in any case, it's now 5-4 in favor of YD on the wild pitch.
That's some heads-up base running there by Nick Dunn, recognizing that one got far enough away from Martin behind the plate to come in and score. Now it's just a 1-run game. One swing of the bat can tie this for Brewster.
Here comes the 1-1 to Costas. In there for a called strike 2 on the outer half. Costas with a little cock of his head after the call from Mark Chamberlain. But it is 1-2 on Marty Costas. Nail staring in. Now comes Set, trying to finish this 7th inning with the lead. Here comes the 1-2. It's hit high in the air towards center field. Moving back is Isbell. He's turning. He's looking. It's out of here. Marty Costas with a game-tying solo home run. And we are all even at 5 apiece here in game 3. Marty Costas has been the king of clutch for the Brewster Whitecaps this season, and he has done it again here in the 7th inning. A solo shot to straightaway center, no doubt about it. And Brewster has tied this ball game up.
Next time Marty Costas goes to his doctor, they are going to find ice in his veins because that kid always comes through in the clutch for the Brewster Whitecaps. That one, I know we've talked about how shallow center field is. That one got out of Yellowstone. I don't care what park we're talking about. Marty Costas with a moonshot to center field. And what did I say, Carter? One swing of the bat can tie this game.
You sure did. You're right. A solo home run from Marty Costas. The first, and now it looks like Scott Pickler is heading out to the mound, and it looks like that's going to be it for Nail. Just couldn't quite get through the 7th inning. Riley McCauley is waiting in the wings for the Red Sox. It does not get much more exciting than this. We are tied in a must-win game here in the top of the 7th inning. No official signal yet from Scott Pickler, but Riley McCauley has just started jogging in from the bullpen, so he will relieve Brendan Nail. If you go anywhere, you can, but if I were you, I would stick around. Michael Curry is swinging the bat for Brewster. Looks like he's going to come in and pinch hit against McCauley. The Whitecaps and the Red Sox are even at 5 at the end of 6.5 on the Whitecaps Radio Network. The Sacred Cod Tavern at Chatham Bar Zim Resort and Spa.